Hello, this is Julie from CutterCrafter.com, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Pazzles software to create this lovely watercolor floral design from a bundle that was free from Design Bundles. And I'm going to show you how to import these images and create cutting lines around them. These images are in JPEG and PNG format, which are easy to import into the software. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is import the images. To do that, I'm going to go to File, Import Image, and I'm going to go to the folder on my computer where I have those. And I'm going to get the files from the folder that I downloaded from Design Bundles. It's easy to download. Then you unzip the file because it is all zipped up. And after it's zipped up, then you can access the folders. I filed mine under Flowers. And it's under Design Bundles, Watercolor Flowers. So we have a number of folders here. The first folder I want to do is the bouquet folder. So I double click that to find the image that I would like. And I chose this image, Bouquet 5. So I'm just going to double click it and it shows up in my screen, the Pazzles software. Next I want to get some of the individual elements so that I can layer my flowers in this project. So I'm going to go to File again and Import Image. And this time I'm going to go to the folder that is Elements. What I'm going to do is hold down my Control key and click on several of the elements that I want to use. So I want to use number 2, so I'm still holding the Control key down. And I want to use number 5, and I'd like to use number 19 for the leaves, and click Open. Now what I have is all of the images that I need to create my project. If I go up to wireframe, you'll notice that they're all squares. I need to create cutting lines around each of these shapes. It's easy to do in this software. I'll click the shape, click on the blue rectangle at the top of the screen, which is our vectorization tool, click Silhouette, click Next, click Preview, and Finish. Now there's a couple extra lines in here easy to get rid of. I'm going to go over to the left toolbar and get the Erase Segment tool and click on these black lines that don't belong there. And then everything is as it should be. I'm going to drag a selection tool around the whole thing and click on the blue plus to make it a red X to group these pieces, because there are some white pieces here and black pieces that I would like to have all grouped together, because there are the little pieces, white pieces in between here that need to be cut out. Now because I have so many images, it's taking a little bit of time to work here, but you see I have a red X now showing me that those are grouped. And what I'm going to do is drag these lines over the picture so that they're lined up really close. Now if you don't do a very good job lining up things, they won't cut cleanly. So what you want to do is zoom in really close. I use this magnifying glass with a plus on it, and I'm going to click on the lines and move them with my, I'm going to make sure I click on these here, outside lines. Usually faster than this. The other thing I can do, show you this, is select the lines and the image, and I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see this, and then click on this center icon here under alignment, and that will line the lines up with the pictures pretty close, but you still have to check. So while that's thinking, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with each of these images. I'm just going to click on the vectorization tool, silhouette, next, preview, finish, and this one, I have a black line like this. I'm going to left click on this red slash on the color palette to remove the fill color, and that way I can line up the cutting lines with the image. And I'll do the same with this, vectorize, silhouette, next, preview, finish. So now I left click on the red line. Now I have cutting lines for that image. And I'll do the same thing with this leaf. Click on the blue, vectorization, the silhouette, next, preview, finish, and left click to take the black color out and line it up. Now I want to zoom in a little bit, let's say on this one, because you see the lines are not exactly around the image. So again, I'm going to zoom in real close and drag the lines over, and then when I get really close, use my arrow keys to make sure the lines are right next to the printed image. And when I have them just the way I'd like them to be, I'm going to select both the image and the cutting line. I have to zoom out to see them carefully, and group them together so that the lines stay with the image. Then I can move them around. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Just zoom in really close to make sure the lines are accurate, because the cutter will not cut any more accurate than the lines are placed on the image. So you can use your arrow keys to get it lined up the way you want it to be, then select both and group it. Now I can duplicate Control D, because I need two of those, and go back to full screen using the A at the top of the screen. And so I have these two images. I'm going to see if I can select both this and use my alignment tool to line that up. It's pretty close, but you still want to check it using your magnifying glass and make sure those lines are exactly lined up. So again, I'm going to select the line. Doesn't take this long when I'm not running a video, but with the video it's running a little slower. So I got those lines lined up just with a couple clicks of the arrow key, and now they're grouped. Now I need several of these leaves, so I can use my duplicate tool. I need 4 of them. I'll use this, duplicate, and drag out. I want them to be a little closer together. Click on the arrow. Now to do print and cut with Pazzles software, we need to use 8.5 by 11 page. So I think I forgot to group the leaf with its cutting lines. To find out, we go to the W. Oh, yep, it's missing. So I need to line these up. I'll use my align tool to get them close, center, and then use my magnifying glass to line these up, and arrow keys to fine tune. Looks good. Back to all. This time I'm going to select all of these and group it. There we go. So now I should be able to, I can do Alt-D to duplicate, or I can use the duplication tool. Control-D, I mean. I need one more. Control-D. I'm going to move these all over onto the page because I need to resize them. They're pretty large and they won't fit on my page, but if I want to use them for a card, I need to have them resized to 5.5 inches. If I want to use them on a scrapbook page, I want to make them about 8 inches. So I'm going to go to the left toolbar and select the W and H, click on the little lock icon, and change the width to 8, and click on Apply. So that gives me a narrower. I think I forgot to select that, so I'm going to undo it. I need to make sure I select all of the picture and then resize to 8 inches. And apply. When you drag, you need to drag around everything. Now maybe I'll get it all. And size to 8 inches. There we go. Now I can move around the individual pieces, lay them on the page where I want. Now if I'm going to do a print and cut, I want to go to View and Display Registration Marks. I don't want to cover that up with any of my designs. And then I'm going to just put the shapes where I want them to be. And I want to resize these to make sure that they're the same as at the bottom layer. And that's about right. And then these images are a little small, I think, so I will get them a little bigger so that they'll, when I cut them out and put pop dots under them, they'll be layered. And I can duplicate this one, Control D, and rotate it a little. That'll fit up there. This one I'll rotate the other way. Nice. So now I have pieces for my layer. Now if I want to, I could create the center of a flower. So you can see in my cutout piece, I had to create a center because there's no center available in the collection. So to grab that part of it, I added a circle by clicking on the oval icon on the left toolbar, then clicking on the circle and clicking on my screen. So I have a circle that I want to use to crop out part of this picture. So I'm going to duplicate this flower so I can work with it and ungroup it. I'm going to drag this circle around the center of this flower because I want to cut that out to use it. So I can zoom in to make sure that I've got it, the lines where I want it to be. Have to move the picture to the back. Right click, range, move to back. So now I can see the line where it is. I'm going to make sure it's inside the circle. There we go. Now I can move out a little. I'm going to select that circle, then go up to Object, Image Crop, and Custom Path. What that does is it gives me just the center of the design. Now I can use that as is. We can look at it and see, but you'd see it's got a little extra red around it. So instead what I want to do is it's a picture. So what I want to do is create some cutting lines around it. I'm going to click on Vectorization, Silhouette, and Advanced, and move the slider over until I get some straight lines around the outside. Click Next and Preview. And I'm going to get rid of all the small objects, and I don't even need the center there. And click Finish. Now what this will do, if I click the left line here, is it gives me the cutting piece to go around that image. And I'll zoom in, make sure that my cutting lines are lined up right where I want them to be. Then I can group that. Let's go to our cutting window and make sure I see cutting lines for that. Oh, there it is. So now I'm going to duplicate that a couple times because Control D, I have 3 flowers. Control D. And I might want to resize a couple of them for the smaller flowers. And duplicate that. So now I have all the pieces I need. I have a big center. I'll go back to the see all of these. I need to select this whole big thing and group it so that I don't move it around and get it separated from the cutting lines from the image. Well, that's all there is. I'm going to make sure that we go into the File menu and look at the print preview. I see one image is off the screen. If you go to print preview, you can see how this is going to print, and then you can look at and make sure nothing is beyond your printer's margins. Like this little piece is kind of too close to the margins. We can move these away. So that's our cutting file. I'm going to save it. and then it's ready to go. Now if I want to, I can export or convert this design as an SVG, but it's fine for right now so that I can print this on my printer, then I can cut it on my Pazzles cutter, my Pazzles InVue. So let me know if you have any additional questions, and I hope you enjoy this project. Thanks for watching.